So when a bank agrees to provide you with a mortgage, you agree to pay off that loan in monthly payments. Again, this is really important that you understand mortgages are monthly. That means in here is always going to be 12. If you fail to make payments, the bank has the right to foreclose, which means the bank takes possession of the property and has the right to sell it. When they sell this property, if there's any losses for them, they could come after you financially, and you could be required to claim any of their losses as your income. So this could financially hurt you big time. So there are many types of mortgages available for home buyers today. So the terms of mortgages differ considerably. Some mortgages are adjustable rate mortgages. Never ever, under any circumstance, purchase an adjustable rate mortgage. One of the biggest reasons the economy crashed, or the biggest reason the economy crashed back in about 2008, around that time period, was specifically because of ARMs, adjustable rate mortgages. What happened is banks got really, really greedy, and they were doing adjustable rate mortgages where the first few years of the payments of the house, they were charging extremely low, if not paying no interest, or even doing interest-only loans, adjustable rate mortgages. So for the first 5 years of being in the home, someone could afford the payments. After that 5 years expires, all of a sudden that rate, which was 0% or extremely low, jumps up to something like 5 or 6%. So what was happening? This happened to me in one of my homes. I had a $1,500 a month payment for my mortgage. Once that 5 years was up, that $1,500 payment was going to skyrocket to over $4,500. So think about a lot of people being in this situation. To be in the same home going from 1 month to the next at that 5-year mark, because I had a 5-year adjustable rate mortgage where it was locked in for the first 5 years, cost me over 3 times the price. This is a price that I could not pay. If I could not pay that amount, then I would have to turn the home over, either sell it or turn the home over to the bank through foreclosure. Well, the problem was, in the 5 years that I owned my home, the value decreased significantly. So by the end of the 5 years, I actually owed significantly more than the house was worth because the value of the house decreased. Since I owed more than the house was worth, I couldn't refinance my house. Because I couldn't refinance my house, and I couldn't afford the $4,500 payment, I had no option but to try to sell. But again, there was a problem with that. The value of my house was less than the amount that I owed for the house. Because I owed more than that house was worth, I had to do something called a short sale. So what is a short sale? A short sale is when the bank agrees to accept less money than they are actually owed and walk away. So for instance, my mortgage was about $240,000. I was able to sell the home for $220,000. So theoretically, I still owed the bank $20,000. I was $20,000 short. The bank agreed to accept the $220,000 and write off the debt of the $20,000, so I didn't owe them any money. That was called a short sale. Short sales are very difficult to do. It was a 2-year process from hell, so I don't recommend it. But it is most certainly better than having to foreclose. Had I had to foreclose, that would have affected my credit for 7 years. A very, very different situation. Okay. So what do you want? No ARMs. ARMs are what caused the economy to drop. People went through the exact same situation as me, where they're in their house paying $1,500 payment. Their payment's all of a sudden going to balloon. They can't make that new payment, so they had to foreclose. So many homes being foreclosed tanked the values of the markets, which tanked the economy, and everything went to hell. We went into the first recession since the Great Depression. So, what do you want? You want something called a fixed-rate mortgage or a conventional mortgage. What this means is you're going to pay the same interest rate and have the same payment every single month for the entire term. What you want to do is the most common, which is a 30-year mortgage. A lot of people try to tempt you to doing a 15-year mortgage. I would highly suggest against a 15-year mortgage. I personally would always do a 30-year mortgage. If you want to do a 15-year mortgage instead, you can still pay a 30-year mortgage off in 15 years. It just gives you the ability to pay more towards principal up front And if you lose your job or something like that happens, with a 15-year mortgage, your payments are so high you might not be able to make the payment. A 30-year mortgage, your payment will be significantly less, so you might be able to make that mortgage payment if you lost your job. So 30 years is what I'd do, a conventional fixed-rate mortgage. It is by far my number one suggestion. Okay. So the monthly mortgage payment amount, how are we going to calculate that? Well, we've already seen the formula before, where we have the PMT, the payment, the monthly payment is A times R over N, all over 1 minus 1 plus R over N to the NT. Again here, A is your mortgage amount. A is the mortgage amount. I'll go ahead and write that now. It is not the sell price of the home, it is the mortgage amount. R here is your interest rate as a decimal. N here, these are all going to be monthly, so N is always going to be 12. T here totally depends on the problem. Again, I told you that T would likely be 30 is what you would want, but just read the problem. They do a lot of 15-year loans in this problem set.